Welcome back to Riding in the Ozarks, and today we're taking a first look at a 2026 Street Glide Liberty Edition. We're here at Teddy Morris's Renegade Harley-Davidson in Springfield, Missouri. Big shout out to them for letting me come in here and record these new bikes. So let's get into what we're looking at here today. So for the last few years, Harley-Davidson's been rolling out these Enthusiast Edition paint sets, and that is what the Liberty Edition is, celebrating 250 years of the USA. This paint set is clearly aimed at riders with a strong sense of patriotism. It's very patriotic. We, of course, have the big eagle you can see right there on the fairing. We also have a big eagle and a kind of red, white, and blue emblem on the side of the tank overlaying the eagle. They've gone in and they've got little red, white, and blue subtle things throughout this bike, accents and stuff, to really kind of celebrate 250 years of the USA without being overdone. It's not flashy, but it's definitely unique. Now, what is this bike? At its core, it's a Street Glide. It's going to have all the same performance, suspension, technology as any other 2026 Street Glide. But what's different about it is what we're going to focus on in today's video. One of the things you see right now is we get our first blue windshield. So the Liberty Edition Heritage also has a blue windshield. The STs this year came with red windshields. So Harley-Davidson's venturing into that colored windshield, and we're getting that option on this Street Glide to kind of do that red, white, and blue accents. Now, when people ask me what this color is, I would kind of call it like a metallic charcoal. They call it Midnight Ember, and I would think ember is related to charcoal that has been burnt, so I think that was kind of where they were going with this. And that is what I would call this, is like a metallic charcoal. Really like the paint here. It looks good. It's a different kind of dark. It's not black. It's, you know, it's very cool. You're just gonna have to take a quick look at it in this video and let me know what you think of it after you see it in the video. I think I like it better than black. This is a very cool paint scheme to me. I really like the way they did it. I do like the fact that although I would probably be okay with something a little more flashy, I think the way they did this is very good. It's not gonna, stand out and scream from 100 yards away, but when you get up close, you'll have no doubt you're looking at a Liberty Edition motorcycle. We also get the eagle up here right over the top of kind of some red, white, and blue, 1776 to 2026 USA, celebrating again 250 years of our country. Now, if anybody's wondering, you only get this option on chrome. If you're into blacked out bikes, you're not gonna be able to do the Midnight Ember. It's only available on chrome trim. Now, I said this is a special edition enthusiast paint set. I want to be clear, this is not a numbered bike. There are no numbers on there like one of 1,500, but we have been told from best guess there's going to be around 2,000 of each model. Now, this is only available on 3 models: the Liberty Edition Heritage, Liberty Edition Street Glide, and we have a Liberty Edition Street Glide 3. We also have a special seat here, blue stitching in the seat. We've got some red, white, and blue stitching across here. This is definitely a special seat for the Liberty Edition. Also, the tank console has a 250th special edition inlay in the chrome tank console as well. Even the air cleaner trim in the center of the air cleaner has a little bit of red, white, and blue in it. And we have that same red, white, and blue down here in this derby cover as well. And on the tank that's overlaid in the graphic, red on the top, blue on the bottom, white lettering for Harley-Davidson. Now on the rear fender, it says Enthusiast Collection. On the rear of the saddlebags, we also see 1776, 2026, red, white, and blue. Again, very patriotic. As far as everything else goes that I can find, this thing looks just like a 2026. Same mirrors, same handle grips, same everything else, floorboards, all that stuff is the same as any other chrome 2026 Harley-Davidson Street Glide. All right, sorry about the interruption. And no, this isn't a sponsor break. I was editing that video up and I realized I just kind of glossed over the fact that the Street Glide Liberty is just like a 2026 Street Glide, other than the commemorative stuff and the paint and the trim and things like that. And I just assume you're gonna know what the features of a 2026 Street Glide are. But not everybody does. If you do, you might want to jump ahead 60 seconds. For those of you who don't, I'm gonna touch on some of the highlights. And I've been riding one for a year and a half, got over 15,000 miles on one. I think the seat height at 26.4 inches is really good. A lot of people are worried about being able to touch the ground flat-footed. I'm only 5'8.5". I don't struggle with that. if you're shorter than that, you have really short legs, that might be a problem for you. I think the ergonomics are really good, except for the fact that the stock bars are a little lower than I would like. I run 12s instead of the stock bars, which are around 8. It has a 6-gallon tank that's going to take you almost anywhere at 44 miles per gallon, even at interstate speeds all day long. And I get up over 50 sometimes just cruising the back highways at a nice gentle speed, 55, 58, 60 mile an hour. I commonly climb up to 53 or 54 miles per gallon when I'm running all day at those speeds. Now the bike weighs 811 pounds from the factory in running order, but it feels like it's even less than that. My wife sat on one recently and took it up off the kickstand, and she was surprised it was not that much heavier than her Sport Glide, her Softail. Not really. It didn't feel like it, at least on the kickstand. The Street Glide is powered by a Milwaukee 8 117 that's rated at 105 horsepower and 130 foot-pounds of torque at the crank. And for Steven, who likes to leave a comment and tell me it's pound-feet, not foot-pounds, since I've been 10 years old, we've been using foot-pounds. That's the common slang term used in the United States. Yes, technically pound-feet might be correct, but nobody likes a Ken or a Karen. So don't run around on the internet trying to correct everybody. Just leave it alone. There's nothing wrong with saying foot-pounds. It is perfectly acceptable here in the United States. And all that power is put to ground through a 6-speed transmission with the final belt drive. If you're not familiar with belt drives, they're very low maintenance. They last a long time. I had a bike with 80,000 miles on it that was over 20 years old that was still running its OEM belt. Now, when the new generations came out in 2024 for the Street Glides, they got all LED lighting, front to back, no more halogen bulbs. I really like the new signature lighting on the headlight and the front fairing. When it comes to tech, the bike is loaded with it. 12.3-inch TFT display running CarPlay. I love it. No more phone mount on the handlebars. The Street Glide has that little tray up there. I put my phone in that. I use CarPlay for navigation. I will admit, stock speakers are a little weak, especially on the highway. There's been a lot of complaints about that. I did stage 2 audio with the updates and with a good windshield. Stage 2 is great. Stage 3 would probably be awesome. I'd like to have stage 3. It's on my wish list, but I have not done that yet. I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. Maybe before the riding season starts, we'll do that kind of upgrade on this, because I really would like to see the difference between the stage 2 and the stage 3. Of course, this comes with all the rider modes, rider safety enhancements. For rider modes, we've got rain, sport, and of course road and customized modes. And then for rider safety enhancements, you get all the usual stuff like straight line and cornering, ABS, traction control, linked braking, drag torque slip control. And of course, my favorite is TPMS. I use the crap out of TPMS. I like having TPMS. My biggest complaint to date still is that the volume control is on the right, and I think it should be on the left. I'll probably never let go of that complaint, Harley-Davidson, just so you know if you watch this video. Find me a solution. I gave you one in my review. All right, let's get back to the Liberty Edition. So who is this bike for? Well, it's for the guy who's looking for something a little special, maybe former service member, very patriotic, loves our country, wants to celebrate our country, but doesn't want to pay CVO prices. This bike isn't about performance. This isn't an ST. We don't have a 121. I'm not saying you couldn't hop this thing up and mod it all up, but it's kind of intended to be what it is. It's a special edition. The more you go modding it, the more you're taking away from the fact that it's a Liberty Edition. Obviously, I see guys changing the bars and doing a few things just to make the ergonomics a little better for themselves. I don't even know if I would sit on this seat. This thing might just come off and be saved so that it stays in pristine condition to go with the bike, and pick whatever seat I like. But I don't know. This seat might actually be better than the stock seat. I think it looks a little different. I don't know if it's shaped different. I'd have to ride it and see. So what's this bike going to cost you? Let's just get down to the brass tacks for those that really want to know. Street Glide MSRP is around $25,000. That's for solo trim. If you want the 2-up trim, which is a requirement for this base model here, for this Midnight Ember, then that's going to add about $2,000. And then this Midnight Ember is going to add about $3,000 on top of that. So you're looking at about $30,000 MSRP for this bike as you've seen it today. Now that $3,000 may seem like a lot, but it's $27,000 for a dark billiard gray paint scheme 2-up in chrome. If you want a premium color, I mean, Vivid Black's like a $300 or $500 upgrade, I think. Actually, I think it's up to $500 now. But if you want a premium solid cover, you're looking at $1,000. If you want a two-tone color, you're looking at $1,800. So this paint scheme at $3,000, it's just about a $1,200 upgrade from one of their two-tone colors. It's all a matter of what you can afford and what you want, what you're willing to pay for. Fact is, paint, especially custom paint, is not cheap. So yeah, you're paying for $3,000 for extra paint, but it's a very limited edition paint set. I think it looks very cool. If I was buying a 2026 Street Glide this year, this would probably be very near the top of my list. But I bought a bike last year, so we're not ready to trade up just yet. And now Harley-Davidson's come out with a CVO Street Glide ST that I can't wait to ride and see what I think of that. Not that I can afford a CVO, but a fellow can dream, right? All right, guys, if you like this video, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. If you like this kind of content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that bell to be notified the next time I drop a new video. And again, I want to thank Teddy Morris's Renegade Harley-Davidson for letting me record here and show you guys a first look